The Toronto condo market keeps declining. As I covered in my most recent video, average prices are down across the condo market in the city of Toronto from peak market, which was March 2022, to the time of recording of this video, around $100,000 on an average basis in the 416. So it should not be coming to you as a shock. So it shouldn't come to you as a shock that there have been multiple price reductions in the market. I have my eyes on the market every single day on the behalf of my buyers in the GTA, but specifically in Toronto. So in today's video, we're going to do what we do on a monthly basis, cover Toronto condo listings that just price reduced. Without any further ado, let's get to it, and you'll find me yapping about different buildings I like, buildings I dislike, giving you context on the specific listings, the buildings, and really just yapping away. Let's start covering Toronto condo units for sale that have price reduced in the most recent week. So we have the system open in front of us right now. We have GTA-wide, downtown North York, Midtown. GTA-wide in the last 3 days for condos, there has been a total of 286 price changes. Downtown Toronto in the last 3 days, there has been a total of 61 price changes, and North York in the last 3 days, there has been 23 price changes, and then Midtown, there has been around 13. Obviously, that's just the last 3 days. If you go to the last 7 days, we see a total of 677 across the GTA condo market, and for downtown, we see 149. So we can break it down by different areas, but let's just take a look at specific units that have price reduced in the last 7 days, and if there's any good opportunities out there. So here we have 149, for example, in the last 7 days in downtown. So in this column, we see the new price. This is the product of the price reduction. And then the other column, we see the original price. For example, something such as 20 Minowan Miikan Lane, unit 530, was initially priced at $525,000. Now they've dropped to $465,000. That's a 1-bed, 1-wash. I like this building to an extent, right? I would give it a solid 7 out of 10. It was prone to some flooding issues, but for example, this is the reason why it's price reduced. This is not a good view in today's market. You know what they were originally listed at, which was in the 500s. You can do much better, and obviously now they've price reduced to 465. 77 days on market. More minor price reductions that are also happening in today's market. This unit in 270 Wellington, unit 725, 1-bedroom, 1-washroom, was listed originally for $508,000, now listed for $500,000. As you can see, the view is completely obstructed. I actually like 270 Wellington quite a bit, and 250 Wellington, like those buildings. It doesn't have parking, but for 648 square feet, they're asking for $500,000, and if view is not a deal breaker for you, this is like a great opportunity. The maintenance per square foot is around $755, but it's all inclusive. As you guys can see, it includes heat, water, and hydro. And the maintenance and the obstructed views that are so commonplace in 270 and 250 are really the biggest negatives, because other than that, it's a really good building. 270 and 250 are really good buildings in terms of being family friendly, community oriented, and location wise as well. This one stands out. 736 Dundas Street, unit 407, listed for $745, price reduced to $670. That's a pretty hefty price reduction. Admittedly, my exposure to this building is really low. I've never visited this building, and I see it was built in 1913. It's most likely a converted building into a loft. That's what it is. For $670,000, you're getting 700 square feet. I would be surprised if it has elevators. I think it's probably like a New York style walk up. I like the brick aesthetic. It's pretty well done on the inside. It probably will lean towards the darker side. This is a very masculine look. Not my personal cup of tea. Not to say I hate it. I would like to visit this unit and probably maybe spend a night or two, but I would never live in this type of unit. It's a little bit too cold and detached for me, even though I do like the brick aesthetic. Man, oh man, let's talk about this one. 16 Bonnycastle, unit 2002. Was initially listed for $499, now listed for $718. To break this down for you before we get into the unit, this is because they tried the offer night method. The bidding method did not work, failed miserably. Now they're pricing at what they think it's worth. And let me tell you folks, I have discussed this O2 unit like ad nauseum on this channel lately. Just to cut to the chase once again, I sold a O2 unit last August. I sold it for I believe it was 35 or 45, one of those. And one sold, like one of the O2 units recently sold in 16 Bonnycastle for around, like, I think the high 600s. I covered this in one of my most recent videos. As a result, this unit 2002, which is the same exact layout I sold for $750 last year, but also the same exact layout that just sold for like $670 this year, is overpriced at $718. This will be in store for another price reduction, and it is a beautiful unit. And the building is a solid B grade building. Like it's that B grade building. It's just short of the best buildings in the city, but it's much better than an average or mediocre building. It's a solid B grade building. Elevator wait times in this building can be a pain in the ass. There's also not a lot, if any, if I recall correctly, visitor parking. Free visitor parking. There is visitor parking, but free visitor parking. And then the maintenance is a little bit too hefty for what's included. You have impressive amenities, great pool, great gym, great party room, but you know, it's a little bit too on the high side. But it's a great building despite all that. No building is perfect. And if you're shopping for a condo or you're looking to sell your condo, you got to work with a condo connoisseur such as myself. I highly doubt there's many people who know the buildings as well as I do across the GTA. So to get in touch, you can find my link in the description. Set up a leasing consultation, buying consultation, or selling consultation, because in today's market, you have to be able to go on market with a plan and strategy to be able to actually combat this buyer-friendly market and extract as much as possible as a seller. So let's get back to the video. This one, $100,000 price point drop, 21 grand magazine, unit 608, listed at $929 originally, now listed at $829,000. That's $100,000 if my math is correct, which I think it might be. Let's view it. 1,001 square feet, so price per square foot at $829, far more reasonable. 21 grand magazine is shaky. I prefer in that intersection of Bathurst and Lakeshore, the Inuzi building. I prefer the 628 Fleet building over it. Matter of fact, some of the Briars Muse buildings, not all of them, but one of the Briars Muse buildings I also prefer over this. And this is not even to talk about the Fort York ones, right? It's passable. It's barely passable in today's market with this photography. And this is where I come back to seller strategies. Why are you on market in an awful market with this level of photography? Just stay off market. Might as well. I would just stay out. Yeah, like might as well. And I don't want to judge, you know, I'm not saying it's the realtor's fault. You never know. Maybe the seller doesn't want photography for some reason. Maybe there's a tenant, which I think there might be a tenant here. But this doesn't work. And it's no surprise that they cut from $929 to $829, and they have to probably cut again. Speaking of one of the buildings I like better than a Grand Magazine in that vicinity, 35 Bastion, unit 1209. Originally priced for $833, now priced for $880. Once again, it's that bidding strategy. They couldn't sell it on offer night, and I really like 35 Bastion. It's not gonna blow you away with its sexiness, but it's a quiet, residential, and user-friendly building. I purchased a unit, a 2+1, quite like this one earlier this year, but the one we purchased had an oversized balcony and had 2 balconies. One I believe is a tad bit smaller and it needs a little bit more work. Ours had a little more work done. It had fresh appliances, new appliances, but it's highly comparable. I don't know why people go on market with this type of photography, man. It's just like, this is my #1 pet peeve. As someone who works with sellers, like, it's just like, why do this? Like, why? Why do this to your listing? Like, take proper photos, man. Here I spot another $100,000 price point drop in a higher echelon, obviously, building and property type. 29 Queens Quay, a unit 505, 2+1, 3 washrooms, listed for originally $2.5 million, to be exact, $2,590,000, now listed at $2,490,000. Let's take a look. Pier 27, like the building, 2 parking spots, 1,800 square feet. So above $1,000 per square foot, obviously, and this building can, even in today's market, command that. It is slightly overpriced still, I would say, and maybe more than slightly. In today's market, it really depends how much you can get. The view, the unit is trying to make out the unit right now. I'm having a difficult time a little bit making out the unit here. Really good square footage. The view is not sure if I like it. I'm not saying I don't like it. I'm not saying I like it, but it's like, yeah, you got the water, pretty nice, but you got the parking lot there. But it's like a little bittersweet of a view. Not sure. Everyone is different, right? It's subjective. You know, if you would like this view. I mean, you have water, you can people watch. It's very scenic in terms of the cityscape, but you have the parking there. And I know for a fact when I was in high school and university, me and my friends did dumb shit in that parking lot, that specific parking lot. So I anticipate that people now who are currently in high school and university still do dumb shit in that specific parking lot. And to end the video on a laughable note, this unit was originally priced for $130,000. Now they priced for $1.3 million. Toronto Realtors, the best of the best, folks. But, you know, of course, as I was going through this list for downtown, there are some really good opportunities here, some that are still a bit delusional, and some good opportunities in bad buildings. You don't want to go into bad buildings, even if the opportunity is good. In terms of pricing, obviously.